great big dumper. And it was all more or less powdery stuff and easy crushing. It was really wasn't much crushing at that point. We had to get a bit of stone and mix with it
So give it
to stop it from pugging up, you see.
Would you like them to put the kettle on then?
No, thanks, no.
You don't want a cup of tea?
No, thanks,
Anyway, when you, let me see, how long did you stay there?
On the out there?
Out of Pigwell. Did you went on from there, did you?
No, I can't. Well, I finished up there. Well, we finished when we failed with the pumping. No, we carried on pumping, you see, to try and get the water out. Well, it took us 3 weeks to get the first level empty. Pumping night and day because like we 2 12-hour shifts. My brother and I were looking after the battery. And this old Bill Brilliant, he come back to us. And he knew he wasn't going to go back into the show, you see. So he come up to give my stepfather and they were both engines around. So they looked after the pumping, and my brother and I used to do 12-hour shifts on putting one bit of dirt into it. Anyway, it took us 3 weeks to empty the top level. It was down at 92. 3 weeks. Pumping solid, non-stop. And we had a channel cut from the mine down to a creek about 1.5 miles away. And that channel was about 18 inches wide. And it was running about 6 inches deep.
You're filling the creek anyway.
I was filling the creek. Peter Hughes came out there one day and he said, I believe you're pumping out here. And I said, yes. And I said, look at the water going down there. I said, oh my God. He says, keep that water going. He says, you've got a beautiful river. He says, I'll bring you all the beer and meet you up. He says, keep that water going. He had cattle.
Oh, he wanted to...
yeah, he had cattle.
Oh, it was his property.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was more or less common, I think. But he had cattle out there.
Oh, I see.
No, it was more or less open
country.
Yeah. Keep that water going. He said, you've got a little river running down there.
Oh,
but anyway, it took us 3 weeks to get the first level out. And when we drained there, Bobby said to me, he said, well, now, go down. He said, I had a year after. He said, go down. He said, and have a look and see what's happening down there. So he said, be very careful in case there's any water breaks away. He did that. He said, in case any breaks away, so just take a walk along the level and see what you can see. So I went down, had a good look around, and here's the reef going down, and that's a beautiful reef by the wire, And down the bottom it's supposed to be 8 ounces of tank. So on the searching around, when I went through, I saw a big pump on a trolley, what they call a sinking pump, a number 9 sinking pump. It's been drowned, see, they couldn't get it out in time. They only got a little single hoist, see. So this thing, pump had been drowned. It was a beautiful pump, perfect working order when we did get it out. So when I got on top of the day, I said, there's a big Cameron pump, I said, on a trolley down there, only a few feet along the drive. I said, what? I said, a very big sinking pump. Beauty, I said. That would be about a number 9, 6 inch pump. Oh, he said, by Christ, he said, we want that up, I said. So he said, go down again, he said, and take a couple of crowbars, he said, and inch it as near as you can, a little cross cut, just a few feet, so as near as you can to that cross cut. And he said, no, we'll send you the bucket and road down, and I said, look, he said, well, I've heard that putting out. So anyway, I went down and I did a hard work, but I gradually inched it with this bar, inch at a time till I got it right level with the cross cut. And I gave him the office and he sent down the bucket with it. So I took the bucket off and just hooked the cable, the hook onto the thing, and they pulled it up. Got it on the surface, she just wanted a bit of cleaning up. So he cleaned her up and he put her on the steam and started her off, and she was beautiful. Now he said, I want you to go down again, and look down the side of the shaft, see if there's any bearers who can sling this needle over to the water as you can. See if there's any bearers where we can hang this pump. There were a iron type of pump. So I went down again. I said, have a look, and there was 2 or 3 bears all the way down. I said, this bottom one, the last one, he's a pretty sound-looking bear, wooden bear, you know, put it there. So I told him, I said, yes, there's one down there. I said, just above the water, over 8 or 9 feet, up to the other bears. And so we put this here pump on and going to work, and then you ought to see the water coming up then. This here Cameron lift was, every time she'd come up, you know, she'd almost fill this channel, because there's only a single stroke pump, you see. And then we got this here, and she was throwing a stream of water, 16 stream of water, all about that. The ship of the water.
But still, you still couldn't do water.
Oh, well, we had a lot of trouble, you see. We had a lot of trouble with the lift pump, because it had leather buckets on. And occasionally, now and then again, she'd cut the bucket out. So, well, we had to replace the bucket. And the only way we could, at that point of time, was to get the bucket. We had to pull a rod at a time and take it up and keep pulling to get the bucket to the surface. But later on, when we did get the water down, there was a big, like a bucket chamber, and it had a great big cast iron door on that. But that was much later. Anyway, we kept having a bit of trouble, you know, and of course while we was hung up like that, the water was gaining instead of what's the name? So she used to gain on us a bit, and then we'd get going. So there's one occasion there we had trouble there. The bucket stuck in this. We put a new bucket on and it swelled, you see. And there was one part of the game she stuck. And so we tried. We got her up in the finish, but the water come up that much. Anyway, we got her going again, and we got right down to where the you see, a chamber was, you see, so to get to that bucket, we had to lower the rope. This is a great cast iron door, just about that size, you know, and it was done all around with 3/4 bolts all the way around. But to get that, we had to lower the rope and take the weight of the door. So this particular time, we had to go and change the bucket, and I said to my brother, so you could come down and give me.
All right. Well, now you got your brother down about this bucket.
Yeah. Well, we took the door off, and we put the new bucket on, and to tell you how quick the water was coming up, I said to my brother, I said, look, I said, the water's coming up pretty quick. I said, we'd better start at the bottom and come up. See? And by the time we were on the last row of boats, tighten her up, you know, the water was up on top of us. And so fast the water was coming up. But it transpired later on that we were draining the country nearly 2 miles, because shows that we at that particular time had water in. And when we got the water down, almost down to the bottom, then it showed that they were empty. Anybody could have gone in and worked them.
Well, it must have been
drained all
basin.
all that country that had been backed up for years and years, you see. So anyway, we kicked off again, and it wasn't much longer before the pump packed up again. So Bobby said, we were having tea. So Bobby said, oh, shut the damn thing down. He said, she's got us beat. So he said to me, after tea, he said, slip down, he said, and see where the water level was. You know where the water level was? Right up where we started from.
It broken through it.
That all that back water had come down, flooded us out. We were just going the point that you could just see the cap piece of the bottom level, the tim, you know, cap piece of the level. You could just see that. We were just about at a beat. Then she wouldn't have any beat and done any good, because all this stored back water flooded us out.
Would it be under these subterranean water? Would they be like channels? And if one broke through into the other, would flood you out? Is that what it would be?
No, it was it was the water, all the water in the country. It's been in the country, see, back way back, you see, from floods or rains and all that, you see. It was all held back, see.
Because you were pumping and pumping.
It was just as if you was pumping a big basin out, you see.
Yeah.
And
then more water came running in.
Oh, she just come all that.
Would there be?
Once we took the pressure off, like, then the lot come in, you see.
Was there a fair bit of rain up around that area, or did it drain in?
Oh, we still lots of big floods and that.
Well, anyway,
few creeks and that running through, you know, where the drainage from that and one thing and but it appears to me that there'd been that much water drained left in the country because the mine had been shut down for a long while, you see. And the water, the storm water and all the drainage water being, because I say, some of those shows, a mile and a half away, had water in them, you see. Because if you were prospecting up around there, the deepest you would be able to get would be 50 feet, and you'd be in the water. But when we started pumping, got the water, I went and had a look at some of them, and they were dry. Anybody could have gone in and worked them. You see, while we had the water down,
while you were still pumping,
we just about had it beat. And you see it pump back up again. You could just see the timber captives at the bottom. That close to it.
So you lost all that
then she would eventually beat us because all this water stored back, you see.
So that was how many weeks and weeks of work would it have been?
Well, it took us 3 weeks to get to the
first level.
And then, of course, when we got this other pump and that going, when we went down much quicker.
There was a lot of work money wasted. What did you do with the battery after that? Just
we finished up scrapping it and selling it in the long run. We demolished it and cleaned everything up in the finish.
And then what did you do after that? That's when you decided, did you go back to Gwalia or did you go after Wiluna?
No, let me see.
After you finished at Pigwell?
No, I still potted around there, did a bit of prospecting for a while. But I didn't go up to Wiluna until 1928. So. That was the year I went up to Wiluna. Still potting around from 1928 and see, the fire happened in 21. What made me go to Wiluna was this article in the newspaper, you see, about Wiluna opening up.
So you decided to go.
Decided to go up there.
So you were actually in Wiluna in the early.
I was in Wiluna in 1928, that's right.
And what was
we
there?
arrived in Wiluna in August 28th. I arrived in Wiluna.
How did you get up there? You got a lift up.
The Methodist minister
gave you.
come over and he said to me, he said, "Aren't you working?" Well, I said, "No." I said, "Well, I'm not working." I said, "As a matter of fact," I said, "I'm thinking of going up to Wiluna." I said, "I see in the paper about this Wiluna opening. So I think I'm going." Oh, I said, "I'm going up at the end of the week with the manager of the co-op store, a chap named Dench. I don't know whether you remember.
I've heard of him.
The Dench, they were theatrical. P.V. Dench. So I'm taking him up for a run, so he said, "You can come up with us." So that's how I got up to
well, when the Gwalia reopened after 4 years, did you go back on the mine again? On the woodline?
No, I finished up in Wiluna. I kept at Wiluna. And the only time I went back to Gwalia was I'd worked from 28 to about 31. My brother sent me word down. He'd work in one of these. He found there's a patch in one of these old shows down there, 19 weights. And he said, "Do you want to come down and give us a hand?" So I said to Lou, Lou, "Any chance of getting a bit of time off?" I said, "I wonder." He said, "I know you want." He says, "You want to get back to the bush again?" Oh, he's a fine old fellow. I said, "Yes." I said, "The brother's sent me word up. He's working a bit of a show and he wants me to give him a bit of a hand down there." "Yes," he said, "Bill," he said, "you can have all the time you want." He said, "And if you don't do any good," he said, "there's always a job back in Wiluna for you."
Well,
that was in 1931.
Yeah, but what I was sort of driving at, when you finished out at Pigwell and you're prospecting around, you see if the mine finished if the fire was 1921.
21.
That was 7 years. You didn't prospect for 7 years, did you, before you went up to Wiluna? Or did you go back and work on the Gwalia for a while when it reopened in 1925?
No.
So you must have just been prospecting those
Yeah,
years.
yeah, just about all that time.
And then you were...
And when I read about this, of course I was in and out of the bush, you know, from doing a bit of poking around. When I read in the paper about this here, that was decided.
Well, what mine was working? What was Loon Allen on the big mine they called it? What did they really
The
call it?
Wiluna Gold.
The Wiluna Gold.
The
mines,
Wiluna, yes. He used to be engineer on the Gwalia mine. So.
Did he? Is that how you knew him?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know Lou was an engineer before.
Oh, yes, on the Gwalia mine. He was there for a while.
Oh, that's good, just how you knew him.
And he knew me, you see, and he knew my capabilities and all that. So anyway, we arrived at just about dusk and Wiluna went up to Shan's pub, you see. We were having a few drinks, and I just looked across the bar, and here's Lou Nolan. And he gave me a wave, and then he come round to have a talk to us. And he says, "Hello, Bill." He says, "What brings you up here?" Oh, I said, "Looking for a job." He said, "You're just the man I want," he says, "up here." He said, "We're setting up a pumping job, but it's not quite ready yet." And that was on the Dark Horse, about a quarter of a mile down below the Shan's pub. It's north. They were putting a little steam pump, sinker pump in one of the shafts. There's two shafts working down there. Was one old engine driver was bailing water there with the bailing tanks, and he was bailing into a great big tank. So, and I had to send his water and my water over. But he used to start.
What did they do with that water?
Pardon?
What did they do with the water?
For the mine, for the
mine?
domestic purpose. Never keep till they got the what's in the water going on the basin, see, the sub-artesian water.
So actually, you were helping to supply the domestic water up there and
domestic
the
and the mine, yes. That
I was wondering what you're pumping out up that way for.
No.
Oh,
Pumping back to the mine, you see.
And what was the mine?
You know where the moonlight was.
Yeah, no, it was between the big mine and yeah.
Well, there's another shaft this way called the Golden Age. There used to be a big vat on top of it, a big sand dump, and they used to have a great big square. It was an oblong sort of a tank, see. Well, I used to pump into that, you see. And that used to supply the mine and the town for the time being.
And so your water from the where you were pumping
from the Caledonian and the Dark Horse, I have to send a lot.
How was it sent?
Pump.
You pumped it back up to that. They had the pipes. Oh, good. So
you see, the water I pumped from the shaft was pumped into the line. And before I used to send his water through after, and when I emptied his tank, so I sent him. I used to have to shut a valve off down there, then stop my water going back there.
How did you let each other know it was finishing?
What?
Well, you'd have to know when his water.
He used to work from early in the morning, and he used to work up till about 12 o'clock. Well, then I used to take over. I used to have to light my boiler up and get my tank on from there.
See, then that'd give his water time to come up a bit again.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to work it.
Well, he used to knock off then. He'd knock off at about 12 o'clock. So he would have started bailing the next morning.
I see.
So from then on, I had it all on my own. So once I'd sent all his water through, I used to go and have a look and see how the tank was, you see. I used to shut off the valve there to stop my water going back through. So my water then without pumping.
So what was in Wiluna when you first went up there? Was only the one pub, or were there two then? There'd be Shan's
No,
pub.
there was.
But when you first
three.
arrived,
there was three.
There was the commercial.
There was
and
the Wiluna. There was the Wiluna. Bit of a shack in the main street.
It wasn't the real fancy one that ended up then.
Oh no.
Just
a bit of cutting iron, bit of a thing, and just a bit of a single bar, across the front. And
the commercial.
Then there was the commercial over on the top end of the street was Shan's pub. Then you come back.
I remember where
the other corner was the commercial. There was three pubs there.
Yeah, it wasn't
a chap named Dawson had the commercial.
Did he?
Yeah. And I tell you, Dawson had the commercial, and the whole township, Shannon had the top one, and the Wiluna, the Finlaysons had that one part of the gang. Ray Finlayson, the mayor. They had that.
Did they have it when you first arrived, or somebody else?
No, I think they disposed it. When I got a pair of what's named gears, something like that was on it, not the Findersons. Gear or Green, or something like that.
Grey or green?
Something like that, yeah.
And
They were running the Wiluna.
And
Dawson had the commercial and Chan's the other one at the top end.
And was there much work going on out at the big mine at this stage when you got there?
Oh,
But they were still developing.
It's all reconstruction, you see, just to start. Yeah,
took 5 years to get it going, didn't it? To build it.
Yeah. Well, when I went up there and had a look around, when I went up, Lewis says to me, he says, well, we're not quite ready. He says, come down on Monday morning and make a start anyway. And he said, see me on Monday morning. So I went down and saw him on Monday morning. He said, well, he said, he knew I was an engine driver. He said, I've got my crew for the drivers and firemen and for the gas plant there. But he said, he said, just go down there and poke around and amuse yourself best way you can. And I'll come up and see you later on. He said, we're not quite ready for this job. So anyway, he came up and said, how are you getting on? I said, all right. Well, he said, the only thing I can say is open and give him a hand here on that. You used to have to cut the wood short and throw it up onto a ramp. So give him a hand on the saw bench and chuck a bit of wood up and pot of ramps. So he said, we're about a week or so we'll be ready for it.
That's after you finished with the pumping of the Dark Horse, was it? Or did you do
No, that was before I went to Dark Horse.
Oh, before you went to the Dark Horse.
Yeah, and they got the job ready and I went up there and I took the job on. I was 12 months on that job.
And where would you have lived while you were there? Where did you visit a boarding house?
Well, no, originally when I first went to Wiluna, I was staying with a Mrs. Rux, an old Gwalia identity.
CKS or X?
R-U-C-K-S. Rux.
Yeah.
Old Charlie Rux was the head rigger on the Gwalia mine.
I see. So you boarded with them?
Yes, for a little while. And then I moved from there to a boarding house run by Mrs. Rickard.
Oh, yeah.
Up right next to the commercial club.
Oh, yeah.
She had a bit of a boarding house, so I moved up there. And that was a rough job.
Was it?
Oh. And anyway, I used to...
Why, the people were rough or the food was rough? The people.
I'll tell you something. It made me... I picked up a mate, Norman Ashley. He was up there looking for work, and I helped him out for a while, you know. So I even helped him to stay at this place, Rickard's. So one day I went up there and I said to Mr. Rickard, I said, look, I've just been down to get the boiler. I said, can I have my lunch a bit early? And I went into the kitchen. And she said, yes. He says, yes. He said, I'm just straining the soup. What?
Straining the soup?
Straining the soup, she had to strain it, I'll tell you what. She had a sheet of ashes. She was straining the soup. She said, me God, there was maggots in the bottle. You see. Yeah. She knew it, and she was trying to get it done before I come. But the day I just caught her in maggots about a long. So I think they said to me, mate, anyway, I didn't have any soup to it. So I said, Norman, I said, are you going for your dinner? I said, please yourself, but I said, you don't want to order any soup. I said, why? I saw the old man straining the soup to observation. I said, maggots about this long. So I said, I'm pulling out of it anyway. So he said, well, what are you going to do? Well, I said, you can come with me too. I said, I'm going to get a tent, put it down on the job with a batch. So we just did that. And then it was all right from then on. Oh, gee, Wiluna was a wild place, I can tell you, in them days.
Well, even when I was up there, there were some really weird characters, very colourful characters. When you first went up there, what would the population be? A few hundred?
Oh, I don't know, a few hundred.
Yeah, when you were doing, and there were some... Yeah. Was that the Depression years you'd have been there?
1928, 30.
30, yeah, because they reckon that I remember reading where there was a lot of people went up there and camped in the creek waiting for work and that.
Oh yes. Well, this what's his name of mine? This little mate, Norman Ashley. You see, come
He
up
was
looking
not
for
on
work,
that.
and there was ever so many young chaps come up looking for work, and I used to give them a bit of that.
Well, what happened if they didn't get jobs? They just have to try and get back out of it again.
Oh, well, that was up to them, really. There's another little fella come up there, and I gave him a bit of a hand. His name was Tommy Robinson. When I met him, now wait a minute, I'm getting well ahead of myself. As I told you, in 1931, I come down to give my brother a hand.
Yeah. How long did you
with
stay
his
there?
show. Well, I didn't go back till Wiluna to 36.
Oh,
So we took this crushing out in the show, but we had to take it to Laverton to get it crushed.
oh. Well, there was no battery.
No practically in order. See, if my brother had told me that, I wouldn't have gone down. We'd have cut it all the way to Laverton to get it crushed.
Mm.
So there was 4 of us in the party, and my brother said, "Well, 2 of us will be working on the mine, and you 2
Parting the ore.
No, you 2 will be working the show."
Mm.
So he gave me there's 2 Italians. One was Jimmy Rigotti, and another little short bloke named Belanda. He said, "Who do you want to go out in the bush with you?" Oh, I said, "It's in the tea." So he said, Jimmy says to me, he says, "You take Belanda out in the bush." Well, the trouble I had with that bloke, I can tell you, I nearly shot him in Laverton.
Why? Was he no bushman or what?
No, the trouble over the gold, when we cleaned up, we had a lot of trouble with the gold. So he wanted to carry the gold around with him. So because when we crushed out, it was the end of the week, and I couldn't get to the bank anyway. So he was, before we get to this part, he was in Laverton drinking all the time. I couldn't get him to do anything. I had to practically put that there 50 tons through myself on my own.
Right.
And anyway, it come to a lot of time. He was at the pub. So when we cleaned up, I couldn't get the gold in the bank, and I was carrying the gold around, wasn't he, see? And he says to me, he says, "I want to carry that gold around." I said, "You're not going to carry the gold around." I said, "I'm responsible for this." "Oh," he says, anyway, we were up at the pub in Laverton, having a few drinks, and he knew I had that little revolver because I had a little 32, because he'd seen it in me case. You see, I told me that when we cleaned up one nut and mild when I did in tobacco. I said, "I'm going to take that and put it in my case up in the little camp." Yeah. And when he went, he must have seen a little revolver there. Anyway, I went into Laverton too, and here he was on the booze, and of course I had the gold in the pot. And he's playing hell. He said, "This mate of mine's pinched my gold." He said, "He's got my gold." I said, "It's not his bloody gold at all." I said, I'd been having a few drinks. I was young and wild in them days, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "It's not his gold." I said, "It's no more his gold." And I said, he's got a share in it. What's his name? And he's going around and he gets started getting drunker and drunker. And he's going, "What do you want?" I want that gold and I want that gold. So in the finish, I said, "All right, Belanda." I said, under the mob, I said, "Look," I said, he's got no right to handle this gold." I said, unfortunately for me, I couldn't get it into the bank. It was a nice little bar of gold too. Anyway, he said, "I want that gold, I want that gold." I said, "You want that gold?" I said, "All right, Belanda." I said, "You can have that gold." And I said, "There's the bar of gold." And I said, "There's that." Now I said, "You take that bar of gold, and I'm going to follow you every footstep with this. Wherever you would leave this," I said, "I'll follow you every footstep, and I'll have this behind me." Now I said, "On Monday morning, I come into town, I come into the pub. I want you to hand me that gold back." And I said, "If you can't," I said, "I'll just put a plug into you." I would have too. I said, "I'll put a plug into you." I said, "I want that gold returned to me on Monday morning." So I let him go. And anyway, it was still in the pub boozing when I went back into Laverton, you know. And I said to him, "Where's that go?" Oh, he says, I don't know. He says, I don't know what become of the gold. I said, all right. I said, I told you what I was going to do. And I said, I would have too, you know, if the gold hadn't been available. I said, look, I'm going to plug you right now. And the bloke behind the bar there, the boss, hold on, till it's all right. He said, I've got the gold. He said, I could see what was going to happen. He was going to lose it. So he said, I just said to him, you better give me that gold and I'll look after it. You know, pretty nice. Otherwise he would have got it. You see, I and the other three of us to
look after.
Right. But he was, all the time he was up there, he was on the booze, on the clunk, you know.
That when you went back